Okay, so hello everyone. This is part 8 of our Django REST framework. Right, so here we will see the post method. Generally, post method is used to create a record in the database using the JSON data. So from the third party applications like Python application, we will send a dictionary. That dictionary will convert into the complex type and will store into the database to create a new record. For example, as you can see here, as of now, there are three entries here. But when our third party application will send the data, right, then one record will insert here. So this is we can achieve using the post method. Okay, so let's try to do it. Okay, so what post do actually? So in order to perform the post means we are creating a record in the database using third-party application. So in order to create the record using third-party application, we need to override a create method inside the serialization class. Okay. So what we have to do, we have to override create method inside serializer class. Right. So we have this serializer class serializations dot py. Okay, so let me just copy this name and let's just paste it here. Okay, so what we have to do here we have to create a create method. Okay, so after the alt field I am writing what def create. Okay, self and the validated. Okay, so it will return what employee dot objects dot create and the keyword argument which is validated. Okay, so it is asking what is this employee. So we have to define it from testf dot models import employee. Okay, so because we already have employee class, that is why. Okay, so now go to the test app. Okay, let me just keep this code here. Now we have to create the record using the third party. So the third party application is test.py. Okay, in last project we already created these files and everything. Okay, so here we have test.py, right? So we already use this get records. Okay, so let me just comment this get records, because now we have to create the record. Get records means you are fetching the database records from the database and you are displaying in the JSON format. Now we are doing the reverse. Okay, so we'll create one method called create. Actually, this key is not working. That is why I need to copy the underscore and I have to paste it here. That is the reason. So resource, and as of now I'm writing here pass. So let's just call this resource method. Okay, now we have to think, if you want to create, if third party application which is test.py want to create the data, want to insert the record in the database, so what logic we have to write? Okay, so what we need to do, first we need to create a dictionary. So let's suppose dictionary name is new employee. Okay, so this new employee we are creating it as a dictionary. Then from dictionary to we will convert it into the Python, or like we can say complex data type, right? Uh, first we will convert this. First we will convert this dictionary to JSON and JSON to complex data types. Okay, so let's see here how many fields are there in the database. So the fields are like, okay, so we have this employee number field, employee name field, e-salary, and e-address. And this id field will automatically increase because this is a primary key. Okay, so this will be taken care by the Django itself. Okay, but for inserting the new record, we'll consider these fields. Okay, because manually we have to insert the data in this code field, and this id field will automatically increase as the new record will insert, right? Okay, so let's just create. First is what, e number. Okay, then second is what, okay, so let's just write the employee id as well, 105. Let me open the virtual keyboard. So 105. Then after that we have e name in the database column, and then the name of the employee is, let's suppose, Rohit. Next column name is what? E cell, employee salary. And the value of employee salary is, let's suppose, 19,000. And the next one is e address, which is the key. Okay, and this is what, let's suppose, Delhi. Okay, so this is how we have created a dictionary. What is the dictionary name? The dictionary name is new employee. Okay, so what we have to do? We have to send the request to the server and server will return the response. So how to send the request? So we will write here request dot. We have already installed this request module. So with the help of request module, we will send this request to the server. So here we require the base URL. So as you can see here, base URL is there, endpoint is there. Okay, so we will mention here base URL plus endpoint, and then we have to convert this emp data into a dictionary. So for converting dictionary to JSON, we have dumps. So we will write here what we will mention here, new emp is equals to, we will write here JSON dot dumps. Okay, let me just JSON dot dumps, and here we will write new emp. Okay, if the request will go to the server, then server will definitely give the response. Okay, so let's suppose the response is coming from the server, and this response we have to print. Okay, so response comes with status code. So let's print the status code, and we have to print the response JSON as well. So response.json, right? Okay, so whenever we are creating the new record, then we need to disable the CSRF server. Okay, CSRF token. So how we can disable CSRF token? It's one important note, which is to create new resource. We have to disable CSRF token. Okay, so in order to disable the CSRF token, we can go to the views.py file, and we can provide one disable decorator to the like to a view, so that we can disable the CSRF token, so that we can successfully create our new resource in the database. So let's just go to the views.py file. So here we have views.py file. Okay, so let me just comment this previous code. Okay, all right. So here, as you can see here, we just use this get. Okay, it is not commented. So okay, so here we used get because earlier we used to accessing the records, but now we have to insert the record. So we have to use here post. Okay, so let me just write here class employee CRUD CBP, because it is class phase views, and it will inherit the view class, right? And here we have to create one post method to insert the record. So the first argument as usual self, second is request, And the third one is variable length argument, optional, and then keyword argument, KWARGS. Now, JSON underscore data. Okay, so where we will get the data? So from the body, because in the test application, from the test application, we are sending the request, okay, with this particular data. So this data we will get from the response body. Okay, so that is why we are writing here JSON data and request dot body. Okay, it will fetch the data, and then we have to convert it into the stream. So converting into the stream, we have IO module. So we'll convert it into byte arrow. Okay, so stream IO dot byte IO JSON data. Okay, so once we have converted into what stream, then from stream we can convert into what Python native data types. So how we can convert into Python native data type? So we have JSON parsers. Okay, and here we have parse, which will parse it into the Python native, right? And here we will write p data. Okay, now serializer. Serializer equals to, okay, now this data we have to give into to the employee serializer, and employee serializer is this one. Okay, this is the employee serializer. Okay, and here we have created one field, which is one function which is for creating, and it will check the data is valid or not, right? So here we have to use employee serializer dot but we have to say data is equals to what, p data. Okay, so we are passing here Python native data type. Okay, so if the serializer is valid, means what we can do, we can save the data into the database. So we'll write one if condition, and we will say, okay, serializer dot is valid. Okay, and serializer dot save. If valid, then save it, and we will print one message. The key of the message is message, and the body of the message means the value of the message is resource created successfully, right? Okay, so now we have to return the JSON data to the as a HTTP response. So JSON renderer dot render the dot error. Okay, okay, no, we don't have to print the error here, but we have to write the message here. Okay, so where we have to print the error? So in order to printing the error, what we need to do? Okay, error will come when this data is not valid. So if we are inside the if condition, then there is no error, means here there will not be any error. We can directly return HTTP response by first argument is request. Okay, so first argument just give here JSON data, and then content type is application slash JSON. Okay, if in case this data serializer data is not valid, then what will happen? It will not return and it will not go inside the if condition. Then code will come at line number 24. Okay, so here what we are doing, we are writing JSON data. In JSON data, JSON renderer dot render. See, right? But here instead of printing the message, because message will print when the data is correct, here we have to print the error message because if condition got false. So we will write realizer dot errors. Okay, then we will return the HTTP response and we will return the JSON data and we will return the content type JSON slash JSON. Status code is what? 400. Okay, so we have to disable the CSRF token. Okay, because we are creating the resource using the third-party application. So that is the reason we need to disable the CSRF token. So how we can disable it? We can use the decorator method here. So on this view class, we will use one decorator. That decorators first we need to import first. So we will write here from Django dot utils. Okay, inside the utils package, there is one package called decorators. Okay, in the decorators, we have method decorator, so that we have to import. Import what? Method decorator. Right. Now this decorator method we have to apply on this class. So how to apply? So decorator start with @ method decorator, and here we will pass CSRF exempt, and here we will see name is what? The default value of name parameter we will get dispatch. Okay, so why we are disabling the CSRF validation? Because we are using here post method. So whenever there is a post method, so it checks the CSRF validation. But right now we are going to disable that CSRF validation. So that is why we are importing this decorator. But we have to import the CSRF exempt decorators as well because it is saying what? It is saying CSRF exempt is not defined. So just import that as well. So from Django dot views dot decorators import CSRF. Okay, so now error is not coming. So now let's try to execute it. Let me stop the server. Py manage.py run server. Okay, so what's the issue? Decorators issue. Import error. Cannot import name CSRF exempt from general use decorator. Okay, so let's resolve this issue. Okay, so here we have to write after decorators we have to write one more package name which is CSRF. Again, let's run it again. Okay, so it is talking about this. Okay, so let's just go to the URLs. Okay, so because we comment this particular view, employee current CBB as view, here we have created one. Okay, so it's running fine. Okay, so as you can see here, let me just close all the tabs first. Okay, as you can see here, we have tests.py application. Here we are inserting a new record. This is nothing but a dictionary. So that dictionary we are converting into what JSON. Okay, and we are giving as a new employee, and this new employee should be insert here. Okay, so like fourth record should be insert. Okay, so let's see like so how it is possible, because we have created one post method. Okay, so in the views.py, you can see we have created one post method, and post method required CSRF validation. So we have disabled that, and we have we are taking the that particular data from the body, which is nothing but JSON data. We are converting it into the stream, then stream to Python data, and then from Python data to serializer. Okay, and we are checking serializer valid or not, and we are saving it and we are displaying the message. So let's see it's working or not. So open new terminal. Okay, one terminal is for executing the project, one terminal is for running the third party application. Third party application is nothing but test. Okay, so here we have to go to the first project directory, which is cd with rest one. Okay, cls and py test.py. So there is an error, new employee, type error is showing, session request got unexpected keyword argument new. Okay, so the problem is in the request. So whenever we are executing this test tag, then the issue is coming. Line number 40. Okay. So here we have created one dictionary, and this dictionary we are passing in the JSON format, and this new EM. So new EMP is a dictionary which we are converting into JSON. So when we are converting into JSON, it should be the JSON data. So this should be the data, not the new EMP, but data. Okay, let's clear the screen once. Okay, let's see our server is running. Yes, our server is running here. So another terminal, we have to run the py tests.py. Okay, all right. So what it is saying? 200. 200 means success code. Success code on what? Record inserted successfully. 200 means success code. Okay. So whenever this particular line, this particular code will run, the the status code will be 200 by default, because if work successfully done, it will display 200. Let's check whether data inserted into database or not. So let's go to here, this template. So yeah, you can see here we are getting 105 and Rohit and 19,000 and Delhi, and this data we have shared from where? From the test tab. So see, we have 105 Rohit, e-cell, and address. So this record inserted, you can see from the admin as well. Let me just refresh it. So you can see here this particular data has been inserted. Okay, so do we have inserted manually or do we have written Django code for this? No. Like what we have done, we have created one dictionary, one third-party application given the dictionary, and that dictionary is a Python dictionary. That Python dictionary we have inserted into the database. Okay, so that is the use of post. Get means whenever you want to fetch the records from the database, that is nothing but get. Okay, and post means whenever you want to create a new record. Okay, whenever you want to create a new record, then that is the post request. Let me just copy this code. Okay, so we have seen two things. One is get method, second is post method. Okay, so get method used to fetch one or more records from the database. Okay, and post is used to create new record in the database. So these two things we have done. Okay, the remaining is what? The remaining is put. Okay, put method we have to see put. Okay, and there is one patch method is there. Okay, and then delete is there, right? So these are the methods we have to understand, we have to learn in the REST API. Okay, and there is one more which is update. Okay, so okay, I think these are the methods on. Okay, so what are the methods? Get method, post method, put method, and delete method. Okay, and there is one more patch method, right? Okay, so for creating what we use post, to read what we used get, to update what we use put and patch. Put means fully updation and patch means partially updation. D means delete. Okay, so these are the current and these are the current operation using the REST API. Let me just copy it and let me paste it there as well. Okay, so this is what we have done already, and this is also we have done. The remaining is this update and delete. So we will see this update and delete also in upcoming videos. Okay, so till then you can practice the code. Okay, It's not that much hard actually. Okay, so in the serializer class also we have done some changes. Okay, so this is the serializer class we have created here, create method. Okay, so already we have defined this. I think no need to write it one more time. Okay, we already done it. Okay, so that's it for today's program, today's video. Okay, so you can have a look once on the code. So this is the code of serialization. Okay, you can take the snapshot, screenshot. I mean. Okay, there is a test.py code. Okay, the remaining code I have commented. Okay, and the URLs is this, and views.py is this. Okay, this decorators to disable the CSRF tokens, and this is the post method we have created. Okay, so take the screenshot for practice. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you everyone for giving your valuable time. Please practice and tell me in comment like are you doing really practice or not. So thank you for giving your time.